Right, hello again out there on YouTube. My name is Nick Jacinto, better known as Natured Nick. I'm a full-time zoologist, animal trainer, animal handler, whatever you want to call me. And I'm getting started launching a new channel. Not so new, but it's been around, but we're gonna really make an effort to put out some interesting videos now, consistently. So today we're going to be talking about ethics of keeping animals in captivity. And this is a very hot button issue and drives a lot of people up the wall. And we're all animal lovers, okay? We're a world filled with people who love animals and love nature. So that I'm going to start off with saying that. And it's a gray area when we start talking about animals in captivity. So I have a few of my animal friends with me today. So you might see this big guy, that is Meatloaf, 20-pound Flemish giant rabbit. And that's a domesticated animal. We have a toucan. This is Bananas. She's a 10-month-old keel-bill toucan. And behind me I have my friend Spook, the tawny owl. So animals like this, I've just decided for the content of this video, today's video, these guys do very well in captivity. A rabbit, that's a domesticated animal. This was originally a meat production rabbit. That's why they were domesticated, and that's why they made their way into human lives. So they're as domesticated as dogs and cats are. That guy, the reason he's so big, this is the rabbit version of a Great Dane. So rabbits come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and colors. Another animal I'm going to be talking about for this video, this is my friend Bananas, as I said a second ago. I know not too many people keep toucans, but she'll be representing tropical birds and parrots that people keep as pets. And birds, they allow themselves very nicely into human lives. She knows me as an individual. I'm raising her as a baby. I finished hand raising her. And toucans, these birds in particular, they're not very good at flying. So these guys, their main objective out in the wild, in the jungles of South America, they'll just hop around the canopy of the rainforest looking for fruit to eat. And that's very easy to replicate in life in captivity. A large cage is really all they need. And if the perches are arranged properly and she's getting a good diet and getting attention from me or other people, she's happy. And she could adapt very nicely to life in captivity. Their diet is a little tricky. Any of the exotic birds, their lives are their diet is tricky. And you have to make sure they're mentally stimulated. That's very important for the parrots. So that being said, those are exotic birds. But there are animals that don't necessarily make good pets that adapt to a life in captivity, whether in a nature center or a zoo. And for those, we have my friend Spook, the tawny owl. These guys are native to the United Kingdom and Western Europe. That's where you'll find these guys out in the wild. Now, you do need a license to keep a raptor or a bird of prey in the United States. I do have a license to keep all of my raptors. As I said, I do educational work with all of my animals. So I do have a license for her, a federal license and a state license to work with her. These guys don't make good pets. Just because an animal doesn't make a good pet doesn't mean it doesn't fare well in captivity. This is a gray area where a lot of extremists disagree with me, but this is my channel and this is my opinion. Okay? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. You're entitled to what you believe. I won't debate you. So owls and birds of prey that you might see in a nature center that are maimed or missing wings, those guys adapt surprisingly well to life in captivity. And a big reason for this, if you see what the owl is doing, she's sitting on her perch, watching the world go by. She would take a nap if I wasn't yammering on. That's what you'll see hawks doing. If you're driving on the side of a road, they're waiting for a rabbit to zip past them. They'll do that for hours and hours, if not days. And that's a natural behavior for them. So because they really don't move that much in captivity, they don't mind confinement. I'm not saying they live in a little cage. I'm saying if they're provided with a big enough aviary, a pen that they can fly in every day, and if they're injured, they adapt very nicely to that. Now, if we talk about animals that, in my opinion, don't do well in captivity, the large elephants, whales, if you saw blackfish, not entirely accurate the way the movie was presented, but we're getting to a point in history and a point in time, in our country's time, where we're understanding that maybe we can't provide everything that certain wild animals require in order to thrive and survive. So some of the larger big cats, animals, particularly mammals, larger wild mammals that require a lot of space and are very active in a state of nature, that's very hard to replicate in captivity. And it doesn't matter how big of a zoo you are, what a qualified keeper you are, how much you love the animal. Another example of that would be cheetahs. That's an animal that's running 70 miles an hour every day, hunting down their prey. And in captivity, it's been documented they can get a lot of cardiac problems, same as people can get, that aren't moving enough. So again, that would be another animal that doesn't present itself very nicely to life in captivity, we're finding. So I just want everyone to keep an open mind when it comes to animals in captivity. Any domestic animal that you see, you might feel bad for, you always have to remember that that animal is there because of people. We domesticated certain animals. And if you go into a major city where they offer carriage rides, horses were domesticated to give carriage rides. You might feel bad for them because you wouldn't want to do it, but you also have to remember that you can't anthropomorphize animals' feelings. Horses, that's what their job is. And they get to go home at the end of every day, same as my animals do. And they're with people who love them and treasure them and take care of them. So that's it for my video on animals in captivity and ethics. So I hope I was able to open your mind a little bit and get you thinking in a different way that you may not have before seeing it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.